What's up, everyone? This is Griever here. One Piece chapter 986 chapter review. It is behind the bar, even though there is no bar. Let's get that out of the way and let's get into this, because I am on a very limited window here to get this recording done, and it's already late. So either way, One Piece chapter 986, my name. Usually I don't go over the cover page thing, but I found this week really funny because Pound's like, Pound shouldn't be alive. I don't know why Oda did this. Was it because of like sort of the Pell thing once again? Is it because of the way the world was going? You know, I have no idea, but I guess he didn't want characters to die or something like that. Anyway, so Pound's alive. I don't really care for that. And the fact is that even when he meets up with his two daughters, Lola and Siobhan, they basically are like, okay, escape from the Navy and the weird man calling himself our father. And now he's left on the shore while they sail away. No, don't leave me. So that's kind of ironic, kind of funny. Let's jump into the actual chapter. Now, I guess I was right at the my first assessment of why Kiku was crying, because she seemingly has killed Kanjuro. Now, could this be one of Kanjuro's sort of painting things? They don't really know all the rules to these really good ones yet, right? So if you stab one, or like, does it, you know, I mean, I guess they wouldn't bleed. I guess they would figure it out. But, I mean, maybe the rules are different. I'm not 100% convinced here that Kanjuro has actually been defeated off screen so quickly, though there are many other antagonists in this arc to be, like Kaido, Big Mom, the three calamities, all that stuff. There's a lot more characters here that can have big epic fights, and Wano is so massive that maybe Kanjuro just needed to be, alright, we dealt with Kanjuro, let's go. But I would be a little remiss that Kanjuro, this is the end, because here at the very beginning of the chapter we see that Denjiro and Kinemon have met up with the rest of the scouts at the back entrance. It's all snowing. They've seemingly all defeated everyone, and it's a really nice wide screen shot, but they go up there. Kanjuro's laying in a pool of his own blood, seemingly killed. They're remembering all their time with Odin and such, sort of laughing. And Kinemon's looking down at Kanjuro's bleeding body, and we have Raizo, of course, crying his eyes out. And we have Kiku, who was the one who, I guess, killed him, because we saw that at the end of the last chapter. It was left ambiguous, but here it's sort of confirmed that, yeah, all right, she killed her, or killed him. So here is where Kinemon, I guess he hates him, but I mean, they were comrades for so long, he doesn't know what to do, so he just takes, his samurai, I forget what that's called, the samurai hat sort of idea, and puts it on Kanjuro's face, and then just walks right past, saying, I know it's been hard for you all. And then all of a sudden they both notice Izo's here, because Izo just standing there. And Kinemon and Denjiro, Izo? And I didn't even notice Izo's got some badass, like, figureless biker gloves or something on, so he's even more cool, the scar and everything. Izo just looking like an absolute boss. And Kinemon looks at him and says, so this is where you've chosen to make your last stand. I've missed too many chances for a glorious and meaningful death already. So that's pretty cool. Either way, they're setting up, they're ready to go, so they leave Kanjuro and all the defeated paintings and beast pirates and everything behind. So we're continuing off of Kaido's speech, saying, do you want to die here like the Shogun, or do you want to conquer the world with us? He says, I am very familiar with the great loyalty of the samurai people. If you choose to fight us and die, I will give you my praise. Once again, we're seeing a much different side in this Wano arc, and of course, because we never really got much interaction of Kaido. We knew very little about him. But Kaido has a very twisted sense of honor. He didn't like how the fight with Odin went down. He didn't like the fact that Odin was treated that way and stuff like that. He doesn't like the underhanded shit. He appreciates and respects great loyalty and great power. So, and we're seeing that here. He said, if you guys choose to stand and fight, that's an honorable thing to do. I'm not going to make fun of you for doing that, sort of idea. But we will fight and kill you. So, I mean, it's twisted, but he is actually sort of praising their way of life in a roundabout way. So Orochi's still laying there beheaded on the ground. So a lot of people saying, no, is Orochi going to be cut down that easy? In all honesty, between the two of them, I would think that Kanjuro is the one more likely not dead. I mean, I do believe, like everybody else, the Yamato no Orochi thing, cut off one head sort of thing. Not all of them, so that could be a thing. But either way, let's see. We got Fukurokuju and Hoite, both being the former Oniwaban captain and the former Mimiwari Gumi captain. So the leader of the samurai and the leader of the flower capital and the leader of of course, the ninjas. The 5,000 members of the Oniwaban. So there's 5,000 ninjas. That's pretty crazy. The ninja force of Wano are at your beck and call, just right away. Boom. I thought he was loyal to. I'm surprised by him. Fukurokuju, I assumed that he was like loyal to a fault with Orochi and the title of Shogun, but I guess they just don't care. And the Samurai of Wano, 5,000 strong, offered our allegiance. So there's 10,000 total that are joining Kaido just like that. That's pretty nuts. So, and all the ninjas, whew, poor Shogun Orochi. Well, whatever. We didn't have to fight you guys. Hey, we didn't even have to fight you guys anyway. So they're all like, they're relieved. They don't have to deal with that and stuff because they have lost their pride. I mean, they've been working for Orochi for 20 years. So it's kind of ironic that Kaido would state, I'm very familiar with the great loyalty of the samurai people. It's like these aren't real samurai anymore. They've lost, once Odin was dead, that was the end of it. These people have been crushed at this point. No one who is still in the flower, nobody working for Orochi would be considered an honorable samurai anymore. And we're seeing that here. Oh, a shogun was killed. Like, this is not the way of the samurai. This is not the way of the Japanese people, and we know that. So they're just, and Hyogoro gets really pissed, because they're all just being cowards. They're not being, what they are supposed to be. Have you no warrior's pride? He's getting infuriated by the fact that they just so easily, even though they didn't want them following Orochi, and even though he's evil and stuff, they still held on to the title of Shogun, and they followed the title of Shogun, regardless who was on the throne. It was still that. This is just, oh man, like, I understand how Hyogoro is getting so irritated, and they're telling him, stop, boss Hyogoro, you can't do that. So we get Big Mom here. Mama. So we've cleared up the manpower question, nice and easy. They didn't spot Shinobu, so it's only Carrot and Nami that have been captured, so she can still save Momo. So she's just jumping around. Sorry, I'm going on ahead. She says, Lord Odin saw the situation clearly. He knew that vanquishing Orochi would change nothing. Even 20 years ago, the true enemy was always Kaido. So this is sort of semi, and in all honesty, not saying that he was what Odin pulled was right, and we knew that, with Kaido basically saying if you had done it 5 years ago, you would have been fine, but now you waited too long. Now we're at power. But Odin did realize that, and by the looks of this, it's true. Nothing would have changed. Kaido is viewed like that might be the Shogun, but Kaido's viewed as a god. He's viewed as literal a dragon god of the people of Wano. So he's a Ryu. So they're just not. It was never about getting. Orochi was a puppet, and Odin always recognized that the moment Kaido stepped onto the playing field. So, I mean, yeah, like, I still don't agree with everything that Odin pulled off because it kind of was sort of for nothing and stuff, and there's still a lot of questions, but at least there's recognizing that why Odin tried to do what he did to save as many people as possible and just bide their time and wait for the right opportunity, hoping that they had some level of honor left, and they didn't. So we have Kaido talking. There's Jack, King, Queen. So the three calamities and Kaido standing up there with Momo saying, Wada, hey kid, now Wano has neither a shogun to lead it, nor a samurai to serve him. The fools in the flower capital are carrying on with their festival, unaware that this is their final night of freedom. Yeah, that's, whoa. I always had this nagging doubt in my mind. How could a little coward like you possibly be the son of Kazuki Odin? This execution is meant to bring an end to the old Wano. But now that I think back upon that day 20 years ago in that burning castle, you did not answer my question. So once again, Kaido, the only person that we know of that scarred his body ever was Odin. The amount of respect, though they wanted to kill each other, the amount of respect Kaido held for Kazuki Odin, he's so disappointed seeing his son. He wants Momo to basically be Odin's second coming. He wants a challenge. He wants that fight. Kaido, in his own weird, twisted way, wants Odin back. Because he wants to fight Odin one more time without any of the trickery. At least that's the way I see it, because how could a little coward possibly be the son of Kazuki Odin? Like, the amount of weight he puts into the Odin name. You know Kaido gives him his utmost respect. Any respect Kaido has, that's what he gives. So, 20 years ago, he was hanging there. He said, "What is your name?" "I'm going to fall, it's too high." And, of course, Momo was a scared little boy. "If you are not the son of Kazuki Odin and Toki, then I'll call off this execution and offer a full apology for the confusion." Kaido's not the big brute, man. He's really pushing it. So I ask you one more time, boy, what is your name? And he's literally offering, and once again, I don't think Kaido would actually go back on his word in this way. He's like, if you claim not to be, if you're still going to be a little coward, killing you basically means nothing. If you are not the son, even though they know he's the son, it's like Kaido knows it, and even the crowd is going, one little white lie, and that kid gets to live. You're so kind, Master Kaido. He basically he's telling the kid, what's more important, your pride or your life? Because you're just such a little coward 20 years ago, you don't look like you've changed. At this point, killing you won't do anything for me. So, relinquish your name. Never call yourself basically Odin's son again, and I'll even give you a full apology. Here, go back to your people. So they're telling him to come up with a funny name. Momo's sitting there chained, thinking, my name. Like, this is pretty twisted. This is pretty deep, but really good, because it's putting Momo in a very tough position, and he has had to toughen up because he was just a little crybaby coward this entire time. But after meeting Luffy and all this stuff that he's been going through, he has toughened up in his own way. And Kinemon even said that many, many arcs ago, that the idea that Luffy actually understands what Momo needs the most to toughen him up, because Luffy understands what he has to do, sort of idea. Luffy was the one to understand how Momo felt the most, and it's very interesting here, because now we're going to see him probably growing here, because we got Yamato and Luffy actually running around. So, what, you mean that little boy is the real Kazuki Momonosuke? Yes, and the vassals are still alive too. He's like, what? So he's like, now I'll take these off just as I promised. So they're bashing their way through the enemy, and now Luffy's going to do the whole Rayleigh thing again. And he goes, you want him removed, right? He said, actually, just to be sure, take him off and throw him far away. Just pull a Rayleigh. I don't think they'll explode, but just in case. So he crushes them, calms himself, he breathes out, and then fling, and they're off. Now we see page one. That's page one. No, that's not page one. That's Yuki. Yuki's there, and with what's his name? I forget what his name is. All of a sudden, it's a card game. I can't think of it. Anyway, dude with the horns says the performance stage. You say Yamato and Straw Hat Luffy are heading towards the stage, so they're all on trying to find them. We got Usopp and Chopper in the little Frankie robot thingy saying, Usopp, we're going the wrong way. Well, hey, you heard that announcement. They're going to kill Momo. There's danger all around, Usopp. And these giants. Trust in the toughness of General Frankie's exterior. Okay. So, intruders. So, of course, there's a bunch of beast pirates. They're all drunk. So, we got a report, and we see Inarashi, Shutamaru, Kawamatsu. They're all just slicing them down, making their way forward. We got Law seemingly with Beppo there. He doesn't seem to be in the midst of combat right now. But we've got, I can't tell, that's not Scratchman a Pooh. That kid's, no, that's not a Pooh. It doesn't look like him, but we got Kid, laughing his ass off, bleeding, and Zoro, who we know last time we saw him was taking on dozens of Devil Fruit Smile users, and seemingly not huffing and puffing, little beat up, little couple of scratches, but seemingly is still cutting people down with one sword style by the looks of it. So, I mean, damn. So then we come back to Momo here saying, remember what Toki said, remember what Odin said to him, remember what Luffy said to him. Toki said, you are meant to one day carry this nation on your shoulders. And we have Luffy saying, one day I'm going to be king of the pirates, of course. And then Odin telling him, "What's that? Where's your name come from?" And he remembers telling him what his name means. So he says, "Momo is a name that means second to none. My name is Kazuki Momonosuke, the man who will be Shogun of Wano." So he took on, he's screaming it, he's proud that my name is Kazuki Momonosuke. I am the son of Odin, and I will be the Shogun. So he's sort of mixed the pride of the samurai in with who he looks up to. I would say he's one of the people he looks up to the most. Luffy always shouting, "I will be king of the pirates." So now he's taken the line and said, "I will be the man who will be the Shogun of Wano." And then all of a sudden we hear, "Wah!" So he is crying. So he had enough courage to say it loudly, and now he's terrified. So he has grown somewhat, as we see here. He's definitely grown, and he is crying, "Wah, wah, wah," and the people are all laughing. Everyone, Kaido seems pissed, and they're all laughing. "Father, mother, I wanted to be a man worthy of facing you in the afterlife. Hiyori, I wish I could have seen you again." So they never met up. So maybe that's why Kanjuro doesn't know certain things. "I don't want to die, and I don't want to cry," and he's crying and stuff. It's shameful for a warrior to cry in front of others, so he's holding his head up. He's like, "I don't want to be crying, but I'm still a kid, and I still am crying." But he's much more matured than we first saw him when we were first introduced to his character. Like, now he has... I wonder if he just turned into a dragon, wouldn't he be able to zip out of the chains? Like, by transforming, would he still be locked in? Just out of curiosity. But maybe he's not thinking about that. But yeah, I don't want to die, I don't want to cry. So he's still crybaby, but I mean, he's more manly about it this time. He's like, "I don't want to be crying," So then we see a big explosion right beside there, going boom. There was a big explosion. So I can't believe it. That cow gorilla, calling Kaido a cow gorilla is quite accurate and funny. He really was going to kill me. So we see Luffy and Yamato in the air going, "Wah!" So those exploding handcuffs would have blown his arms right off, or her arms right off. So that's, yeah, okay. Said, "Well, that settles it. I am no longer going to think of him as a father." The fact that you think of him as a father till now is kind of crazy. Said, "Wait, Yamio." Wait, Yamao? Yamao. Okay, Luffy, you can't... classic Luffy, can't remember anybody's name. Said, "What just happened? Did something explode?" "It's Yamato." "Well, we made it in time, but we're not the ones who start this battle." And all of a sudden, from behind, there's Kaido and the pillar and everything. We see Jack, we see King, and then all of a sudden in the background, we're seeing Inuarashi, Nekomamushi, Raizo, all coming in from behind, all from the back. The Akazaya Samurai and Queen with his classic face, "Where'd they come from?" And the Mink Kings, "They're alive." Jack's worried. The Mink Kings, "They're alive." Yeah, and this time they're going to work together and they're going to kick your ass. And next shot, one of the best parts of this chapter. King has his sword. Of course, King, number one in the calamities. We know it. He's got his sword. Izo, bam, just shoots the sword right out of his hand. Izo! And so they even know it's like, Izo's here. It's like, oh yeah. And he's just like, "Yeah, you're going to take me on." It. Like, this is sort of reminding me of a sort of a Kizaru Ben Beckman thing going on here. It's like, King, you stop right there. I ain't letting you pull anything off. Your opponent is me. And then we have Raizo, Kawamatsu, Kiku, Inuarashi, Nekomamushi attacked. By the looks of it, I would say that's supposed to be either Jack or Kaido. No, that's Kaido. So Nekomamushi smacked his club, I forget what that's called, his big spike club right out of Kaido's arm. He smacked it right out of his hand. And then we see Shutamaru pissed off. Denjiro and Kinemon coming forward, swords held high. Is that you, Kyoshiro? Surrender your name and be as a child. Put all your life into this attack." And then the last page is Kaido shouting, "Your swords can do nothing to me." And then he just randomly, like, he sees in them as they come forward against him. He remembers Odin. "Never come back to Wano." And Kaido shot, "Odin." So he's seeing like the spirit. It's not, honestly, it could have been portrayed better, I believe. Like, this is a really epic scene, but I think it would have been better had we gotten this wide shot, like 2 double wide shots, and he had seen that image of Odin behind them, and that's why, because that's what I'm interpreting here, is that he's like, you guys can't do anything to me, and then he's seeing Odin in their attacks, he's seeing Odin in their strike, and he's just remembering, and he's just going, Odin. You're like, sort of like a, your spirit is still here sort of idea, and he's shocked. And then the other beast pirates try to get together, grab your weapons, it's a raid. Sonachi. So, whatever Sonachi is, that's not the whole snatch thing. Sonachi. I'm assuming that's an attack word. I'm not sure, but either way, all of them are attacking right now. It looks like Denjiro and Kinemon. It looks like Kinemon has actually stabbed Kaido, or is really, really close. We see Izo is actually in the corner there, facing off against King, keeping King preoccupied. Same with Kawamatsu by the looks of their direction. But we've got Nekomamushi, Shutemaru, Raizo, Denjiro, and Kinemon all attacking Kaido. While it looks like Inarashi's going straight after somebody else on the other side. That could be Queen. And Kiku's there in the background. So, yeah, they're attacking, and they're actually jumping on top of, like, Kaido's grabbed Nekomamushi, but Nekomamushi is about the size of Kaido. So Nekomamushi is, like, attacking and falling on top of, he's got him by the head, but he's forcing him forward, and now Kaido is actually falling off of the building. They've pushed him off, and they're stabbing him. It looks to me like both Denjiro and Kinemon have actually gotten a hit in on Kaido there. Whether it's going to do anything, I have no idea. But either way, that was the chapter. It was a really, really good chapter. I enjoyed it. I thought it was... I heard that a lot of people were disappointed because there was a spoiler leak. Thankfully, I didn't have that spoiler leak, so I was all good. But either way, yeah, it was a very good chapter. I liked the moment with Momonosuke. That was cool. Now, we've seen that Luffy seems to be pretty good at using the Rearwo Haki, using, the invisible version of the Armament Haki and sort of idea. So he seems to be able to use it pretty quickly and as long as he has a second to focus, he's good to go. So that's really cool. I don't think Kanjuro's dead. Not sure about Orochi. Izo is the highlight, I think, of this chapter. That was just badass. The Momonosuke thing was nice, especially combining, as I said, the two words, like being proud to be Odin's son, and at the same time using who he looks up to, Luffy, and saying the same thing, about being I'm the man who will become. That was pretty cool. And then of course the end shot was just amazing. Izo shooting the sword out of King's hand and stuff, badass moment, and all of them just jumping on Kaido like, we are going to get you this time. And great way to end the chapter. 987 will be, I think, really hyped because the battle is finally coming underway. Like it's really started, guys. It's official. They're on Onigashima. Everybody's there. The war has begun, and I'm ready for it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I know this was, it might have been a longer review by the time it's done, but just had to read through the chapter as quick as I could while still trying to focus on everything. So like, comment, and subscribe. It's always very much appreciated. Hope you guys enjoyed watching the video, and if you want to see more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button somewhere on the screen. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Griever. Drink responsibly as always. Peace out.